the F-22 Raptor versus the F-4 Phantom. Quote, "You should go home now," end quote, by the Fat Electrician. I had some requests to go over some of the Fat Electrician's older videos, which absolutely I want to oblige. I think the Fat Electrician is very personable, very professional, very just generally just awesome, and he goes over a lot of cool things. I don't really know anything about the F-22 Raptor or the F-4. I actually didn't even know the F-4 Phantom even existed. So I figured what better way than to watch the Fat Electrician describe it. Let's get into it.
Today we're talking about the F-22 Raptor. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to air superiority and dogfighting, this is the best fighter jet on the planet.
I don't know why YouTube does that. Sometimes YouTube just does it.
Its radar can detect any enemy aircraft within 156 nautical miles of
Wow.
it in any direction, while also being able to jam enemy radar. And even if it is detected by radar, it was geometrically designed to have a cross-sectional area so small that on radar it appears to be no larger than a bumblebee.
Jeez. So what I'm hearing is this thing is absolutely goated. Like, this thing, for all intents and purposes, is built different.
Sir, there's a speck on the radar going over 2,000 miles an hour. Don't worry, it's probably just a bumblebee. Okay.
It's them bees again.
Fine, it doesn't actually go 2,000 miles an hour. It's got a super cruising speed of Mach 1.8 and a top speed of Mach 2.25. 2.25, gross. So try it again. It's got a top speed of Mach 2.25.
2.25. Oh, that was... Yeah. 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 It shouldn't have been funny, but I'm either really tired or it was actually that funny.
Freedom fractions make everything so much better.
Yeah.
The metric system is way easier to use and it's way better. I'll give you easier to use, but that's probably why your country's never been to the moon, because you took the easy way out. And it's definitely not better. And I know that for a fact because, well, the metric system doesn't have any F-22s. Yeah, this fighter jet is so awesome, the American government...
I mean, not that I mean, correlation isn't causation. But all he's saying... Oh my god.
Government made an actual law that we are not allowed to sell the F-22 to any other countries, even allies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again, but slower. Capitalist America won't sell this to its friends to turn a profit. I'm trying to tell you this.
Which is actually fairly impressive, actually.
This thing is ridiculously ahead of its peers. How ahead? Thank you so much for asking. Once upon a time in 2013, an MQ-1 Predator drone was being escorted by two F-22s really close to Iran.
I forget that they look like that, though. I forget that they look like some kind of xenomorph. I don't know. See, it's got like the xenomorph head right here. I don't know. I'm gonna get so many comments about like, Kip, what have you done? Can't believe you've done this.
Like the country, not the verb. I'm too fat for that shit. But the F-22s were so stealthy that the Iranians couldn't actually see them on radar, so they thought the drone was alone. So they would actually send up two of their own F-4 Phantoms to intercept the drone. And while attempting to do that, the two F-22 pilots would pull up behind them completely unnoticed. So then one of the pilots would fly underneath the F-4 Phantom and visually look at what he had for weaponry. Being thoroughly unimpressed, he would then fucking power slide like it was Mario Kart and go from underneath him to directly on his left-hand side.
The absolute just wow. When you have enough time to gauge their weapon, like, he ain't shit.
Subsequently scaring the holy shit out of the Iranian pilot.
Yeah.
And then while making direct eye contact, he would radio the Iranian pilot and said, quote, "You should go home now." The amount of disrespect in that statement. Just fucking, you should quit while you're behind. Which
Just go home. Look, I don't want this. You don't want this. Just go home. The absolute savagery.
is exactly what they did. They really didn't have a choice because this plane is so good at air-to-air combat that it has a 40-to-1 kill ratio in simulations against the American F-15. To put that into perspective, the F-15 is also significantly better than the F-4 Phantoms that the Iranians were in. Look, I'm trying to tell you, this is some of the best unhealthcare money can buy. And when I say money, I mean a lot of fucking money.
A lot of money.
If you take into account the research and development, these planes cost $350 million a piece. And Uncle Sam has 195 of them.
Jesus. Jesus.
$68.25 billion with a fucking B. This is the part where you're
Yeah.
like, oh wow, that is a lot of money. No,
That's
that is
a
a fuck ton of money. To put that into perspective, there's 320
Thank you, Fat Electrician, for bringing this up. That's more today, depending on when all this money was spent. That's more today.
9.5 million Americans from the ages of 0 to whatever the fuck. Divide $68.25 billion by the US population, and every American, even the babies, have paid $207 towards this fleet of fucking planes.
Yeah.
Fucking America, I guess. Merch store and other links are available at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Yeah, I mean, that's... That's how you do that, yeah. It's so good. Like, it's so good is all I have to say. It's just that good. I didn't know enough about the F-22. I really didn't. And I mean, I still shouldn't know enough about the F-22 because clearly this is going to be under some lock and key information. I have no reason to know things about the F-22. But man, this was wild, especially when you get to the just an understanding of like, wow, this thing is a 40-1. This thing is overwhelmingly positive. That's nutty to me. Like, wow. But alas, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the F-22 Raptor? What are your thoughts on the cost? Like, that's more today. I guess I'm really tired because this video shouldn't have been funny, but this was amazing. Oh my god. Let me know in the comment section, as always, please. Keep it civil, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.